coming in to be milked.
Come on, dear, come up. Come on. Come on. Come on, you.
Raising young beef cattle is popular hereabouts. For each calf of your own, you purchase one more, and when it comes to feeding time, you simply double them up. There's also a certain amount of dairy farming, but it's mostly on a fairly domestic scale. The biggest dairy herds in the area have about 20 cows, enough to justify the small farm into something more like a commercial concern. Each morning of creamery collections, in this case convenient, just up from Leon Moor. John L. O'Sullivan was a well-known Gaelic footballer in his time and represented County Cork. He's still a great follower of the Beara League. Today, the boys from Garnish and Alahis are playing a team from Adrigole, further up the peninsula. The football pitch is in Castletown, Beara, the largest port on the peninsula and the commercial centre of the whole area. On the first Thursday of each month, Castletown Fair is held. The October Fair is the most important of the year and crowds the roads for miles around, with cattle being driven in for the sale. There is no auction at the fair. Each sale is a question of negotiation between cattle buyer and farmer, and very prolonged the negotiations can be. If October is the month when many Beara farmers realize the profit from their cattle, it also marks another event of prime importance in the peninsula's economy. It's in October that the migrating shoals of mackerel swim in from the Atlantic and circle the bay off Garnish Harbour. At 20 years old, Johnny McNally is skipper of the only custom-built modern fishing boat in the bay. He's paying for it with the aid of a grant and a loan from the Fisheries Board, and it's given more of the younger men hopes of staying here and making a living, for a boat like this should operate profitably most of the year round, not just in the mackerel season. For most of the community, though, fishing is purely an autumn activity. The mackerel conveniently just when the farming is getting quieter and provide a welcome supplement to the year's income. The system uses fixed nets on the mackerel's path where they are known to sweep round the bay. First thing each morning, the nets are simply pulled across the bow of the boat and cleaned. And there was always a salt fish industry in Garnish using seine nets, but this died out in the 1950s when the American market collapsed. Then in 1971, a continental buyer was found for mackerel, and fishing began again with just 4 boats. There are now 24, each totally independent of the others, and each using a dozen nets. All the garnish mackerel goes to Holland through a freelance Dutch buyer who fixes the price per box in advance. And if demand is low, he also fixes a catch quota for each boat. The dependence on outside entrepreneurs means that the fishermen have little control over their own situation. And possibly because they are also independent farmers, they seem to mistrust any collective action which could strengthen their position. By forming a cooperative, they might find the means to improve handling facilities on Garnish Pier, or even to set up a processing plant with jobs for local people on shore. But perhaps that's an outsider's view, not shared by the men here, who are content to respect each other's independence, each on his own plot, on the beautiful Beara Peninsula.
All that. Go on. Go on, Lee. Go on.